Hello, Elizabeth here, and today I'm going to walk you through some tips and tricks for Canva that are super helpful for beginners. I use Canva every day of my life for social media, for crafting, and a bunch of other personal uses. Canva is a really amazing online design software that lets you create the most beautiful images and graphics, and I know you're gonna love it as much as I do.
Canva is full of amazing templates you can use for your projects, but most of them probably won't fit your exact personal style or branding. It's really easy to entirely customize a template to match your personal style with just a few clicks. So I'll start with this calendar template. Maybe I like the layout of it, but the colors and fonts aren't really my thing. Today I want something with more neutral and green tones. So in the Elements library, I found this photo of a nice room with some plants that kind of suits the vibe I'm going for. And all I have to do is right-click on this photo and click Apply Colors to Page. And it will change all of the colors of the design to match the colors in this photo. I don't love the colors I ended up with, so I'll just do the same thing again and it will rearrange the colors until I find a combination I'm happy with. This one is pretty good, but I want the background of my calendar to be white, so I can just manually select white for the calendar background. Next, I want to change this font, which is all over my design. All I have to do is change the font of one of the text elements, and then this button will pop up at the bottom that says Change All. And when I do that, it will automatically replace all of that lazy dog font with this new one. I'm also going to delete a couple of these elements, and I'll keep the cactus, but I want it to be smaller. Now it looks a little empty, so I'll add another succulent on the other side. Not all of the graphics in the Elements library have editable colors, but this one does. And when I go to change the colors, it will show me all of the colors that are already in use in my design, so I can just manually select the colors that match the rest of the design that I've already changed. So in just a few minutes, I took this calendar template and completely changed the look of it, but without having to go to the trouble of building a calendar from scratch. You probably already know about text effects, where you can add curves to your text, which is super trendy right now. You can add shadows and outlines and several other options. But something I use surprisingly often is the spacing adjustment between the actual letters in a font. This can make a font look completely different, and it really makes your text options totally endless. There are so many elements in the Canva library, which is amazing, but it can be hard to find exactly what you're looking for. A really helpful feature is that when you find an image you like, you can click these three dots and select See More like this, and it will pull up a whole page of very similar style graphics to the one you chose. This makes it really easy to make a very cohesive looking design. If you have a design like this that has a ton of text, images, and elements, sometimes they can get overwhelming when you're trying to rearrange them forward and backward. If you click on any element in your design and click Position at the top, you can use these buttons to move your elements forward or backward, or all the way to the back or front, but it's easiest to manage everything at once by going to this Layers tab. Here you can see all of the elements in your design and drag and drop them to rearrange the order of things from back to front. The Align Elements feature makes it super easy to perfectly line up multiple elements in your designs. Select everything you want to align, right-click and select Align Elements, and you'll have some options for how you want to line up everything you've selected. I chose Bottom, so the bottom edge of each of my elements are now perfectly lined up. You can also align something to the page itself so that you know that it's perfectly in the center of your design, or aligned at the top, bottom, or either side. Space Evenly is another feature I use all the time. It's great for when you have many different elements and you want them to have the same amount of space between them all. Just put the top and bottom ones where you want them to start and end, select them all, right-click and select Space Evenly, and they will rearrange themselves to be perfectly spaced. When you have a bunch of separate elements that you want to kind of act as just one item, it's a good idea to select them all and group them so that you can resize them and move them around all at once. Frames are a great way to step up your graphics. There are tons of options in the Elements library. They're basically just shapes that you can stick any photo inside. If I add these 3 beauty product photos into my design all willy-nilly, they don't really make any sense together. But as soon as I stick them inside these frames, all of a sudden the design starts looking a lot more cohesive, even though these are just 3 random images. Photos will automatically want to snap into a frame as soon as they go near it, But sometimes you may want to overlay an additional photo on top of a frame. And to do this, you just need to hold the Control key while you move it, and that will prevent it from getting sucked into the frame. The background remover is a premium feature that I love and I use all the time. But what you may not know is that you can add effects to your photo after you've removed the background, like outlines and shadows. I find adding shadows like this can really level up the look of your graphics. I think they make things look really professional and polished. Your options, even just using the built-in images and elements in the Canva library, are really endless with all the different effects you can do. This is a premium feature as well, but one of my new favorite features to use is the Magic Expand feature. So in this photo, my arm is cut off on the one side, and if I remove the background, there's a flat edge here that doesn't look that great unless I drag it over to the very edge of the design. If I want to use it in the middle, it would look a lot better if my entire arm was completed. This is where Magic Expand comes in. This is AI, so it can be a little finicky, but I've had great results with it many times. Choose which direction you want to expand your photo, and it will generate some options to fill that empty space in for you. The only thing I care about is my arm. I don't know what the heck is happening over here, but it doesn't matter because we're going to remove the background again now that the arm is complete. And now I have a much nicer image to use in my thumbnail or whatever design I'm looking to create.
I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and if you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and leave a comment letting me know what sort of videos you'd like to see in the future. See you later!